Hello and welcome to another session of Karen's Colours. I'm Dr. Karen and these are my colour conversations. This session is somewhat delayed because I've been on a learning curve. Electronics and I don't necessarily have a good relationship, and that's been proven this weekend because I've tried to do something different. For those of you who've been following my videos, you are aware that I have 3 streams at present, and this video today will be a 4th stream that I'm hoping will take off. For those of you who have subscribed to this channel, I'm truly grateful because your support is the thing that keeps me going. If you have been watching and not subscribed, just hit that little button. It doesn't cost you anything. This session is all about doing a colour reading. Now, colour readings, of course, as I've mentioned in the past, are all about looking at an individual's state of mind, their state of play in the real world. But colour readings can also occur as a result of using cards and a little bit of psychic energy, and read very similar to those cards that we use in the tarot or for other types of divination processes. In this video, I am going to be looking at the month of February, and I'll be looking at it through the lens of each person's birth month. I truly would appreciate some comments. If you find these are of absolutely no use to you whatsoever, I'd like to know that just as much as if they have been helpful to you in negotiating the month of February. Your results are the things that are going to make me decide whether or not to keep this stream going. So as I said, it's an experiment. Let's get started. This is a reading for the month of February for those people born in December. I need a reading for people born in December to indicate what will happen to them in February of this year. December's people for February, please. Past, now, future, and the underlying energy. Okay. Well, the most obvious colour that appears here, of course, is red. Red appears in the now. It also appears as the underlying energy. And as such, it is the dominant colour through the whole reading. We also have purple, which appears twice, once in the past, once in the present. The other colours are grey, pink, and brown. Let's get into it. When people born in December enter February, they come with them, or they bring with them, a fair degree of confusion and uncertainty. In their internal world, they're not quite sure what to expect from the month of February, because everything that has happened to them so far has been a disruptor. Everything that they have thought of as being true and correct turns out to be upside down. They're not sure whether they should be happy about this, because purple is all about child energy, so it has to do with being able to play. But that same disruption also, when it occurs as a result of confusion internally, causes them to feel as though they're walking on a tightrope and not getting anywhere very fast. That leads, in the middle of February, to a situation where that same disruption continues. It probably will continue throughout most of February. But now, instead of feeling uncertain and confused about how to respond, there is a degree of frustration and anger and also high energy. You want to get on to make changes, but the changes are outside of your control. Nevertheless, purple and red together are also colors associated with being in charge of resources. You do know how to control your life. You do know how to make the best of resources that are available to you. The problem is, of course, that you are not feeling as though you are in control. There is a need for that control, and you certainly can feel that need because it creates quite a bit of disruption to your thinking patterns, and also, I dare say, probably your sleep patterns as well. But in the real world, those changes are often out of your control, and you need to be able to keep on top of them. And that is the struggle that is ensuing as a result of your interaction with the month of February. Eventually, though, all of that high energy that you've kept contained within yourself begins to dissipate, and you start to feel weak and vulnerable. You can't do anything else. You can't maintain the rage. So instead, in the real world, you begin to make plans. You begin to establish goals and put together those practical skills that you have accumulated over your lifetime and begin to put those into practice. You're now setting the scene for a future harvest. You're creating something that will enable you to gain something positive in the long run. Even though you feel as though internally you've run out of energy, you're exhausted by all of the frustrations of dealing with all of this massive change that's fogged you for most of the month. Nevertheless, once those plans are in place, you find yourself in a situation where that underlying energy, that ability to be the one in charge, suddenly comes into its own. You are able to make the choices. The choices are all yours. Nobody else can make those choices for you. You are the boss of your own team. A team of one maybe, but nevertheless, you are in charge. And being in charge is also a great responsibility, but one that enables you to do what you feel is the best course of action. There is a note of warning here, though, because red also has to do with taking risks. The underlying energy of taking risks enables you to get away from uncertainty at the beginning of the month, to develop some sort of resistance to changes that were unexpected and unexplained, to eventually, even though that those major energies are dissipated in the pink, they nevertheless enable you to begin to create a future for yourself that gives you the opportunity to make great strides forward, because you are the one that is planning them. You are the one that is making the best of those plans. Now, in order to do all of this, we need to look at the colours that are missing. There is no black and there is no white. Even though those colours are inherent within the grey, themselves, they are not there as separate colours. You have a lot of red. There is no yellow. There is no green. There is no blue. However, you do have brown. There is no orange. You've got grey. You've got purple. You've got pink. But there's no cyan. So those 7 colours, black, white, yellow, green, blue, orange, and cyan, are the colours of skills that you are currently not using during the month of February, yet are available to you in order to be able to make the most out of this challenge that causes you to have to take charge of your life. So what can we do with them? Cyan is all about the quiet life. It's all about peace and harmony and things being the way that they should be. There's no disruption. There is just peace and quiet throughout. Orange is associated with confidence. It's associated with courage. It's associated with the ability to stand up, to think before you act, and to act in accordance with those things that will enable you to make the best of whatever the situation is that you are in. Blue has to do with hard work, but it's also hard work associated with a goal-oriented. You know that the job has to be done, and you are prepared to go ahead and do it because you know that in the long run, the work will have benefits for you too. Green is about those things that your heartstrings are attached to, the values that you have. Is this particular skill or this goal right for me, or is it wrong for me? Will I be doing the things that are in accordance with my values, or will I not? That's what green is all about. Yellow has to do with learning. Do I have the skills, the requisite knowledge that is necessary for me to make the most out of these opportunities and plans that I want to put into place? And black and white, even though they appear hidden within the grey of your entry information, are nevertheless separate colours in their own right. Black is about withdrawal. It's about moving away from problems. It's about going inwards and allowing that inward travel to give you time out to rethink, to reconsider, to come up with a better plan. Often the idea of let's sleep on it and it'll be better in the morning is what is encompassed in this idea of black. White, on the other hand, is its opposite. It's let's get away from this. I've had enough. I'm going to get out and I'm going to go somewhere else and start all over again. And it doesn't matter where I go or what I do, it's going to be better than what I am coming from. So from those 7 colours, I challenge you now to choose the one colour that is most appealing and then the colour that is least appealing, and put those 2 colours into your life every day in some form. You might like to use them as a food or a form of clothing or some other artefact, or even just simply take notice of those colours as they appear in your environment. But do so on a daily basis, and you'll find that when it gets to the stage where you have to assert yourself, where you have to be the one that takes charge, you will be able to do so in a way that accomplishes your goals and prevents you from feeling as though you can't achieve anything.
Well, I hope you've enjoyed this little foray into the month of February for your birth month. If you found it useful or insightful, please leave a comment below. If you found it totally useless, also, please leave a comment below. I'd be very interested to hear what you have to say on the topic. In the meantime, may your life be filled with colour and a lot less in the way of electronic disasters, such as the ones I've had this month coming into February. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.